years.
We spoke about business and we spoke about politics. For some reason, I feel like it's a good transition to talk about the royal family.
Okay.
Weirdly. Weirdly. Because I feel like a man who's got experience, a man who's gone through, had a lot of success with business, now involved with politics. I'd just like to get your view. Obviously, it was quite a sad time when we lost the Queen, and now we have Prince or King Charles now. Do you think he's good to be at the helm of the royal family, or do you have a different view?
Yeah, I mean, look, I can only give my opinion. And one of the sayings I love is opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one and they're mostly full of shit, So it's just my opinion. Who am I? I'm just Mike Greene from Peterborough. I thought our Queen was amazing. I mean, if you said, I'm going to talk about the Queen, who am I talking about? And you could say in any country of the world, they'd think of our Queen, probably, probably the most known woman, respected woman. She was incredible. Prince Charles, King Charles, I don't have any time for. I think what he did to Princess Diana was fucking awful. What the establishment did to her was fucking awful. He should have been able to marry and should have married Camilla in the first place. Clearly, he bloody loves the woman. But, he's shown that he'll do what he's supposed to do, even if he don't agree with it. And I just don't like the bloke. He's brought up some kids that are dysfunctional as well now, in my opinion. And I don't see... People say, oh, but it's good for our country, it brings the tourism. Well, I think Windsor Castle brings the tourism. I think, people come for the buildings as much as the monarchy. And, is it a good reason to keep it? My wife loves the monarchy. I dislike the monarchy. So even in our house, I don't think he's a particularly good king. Maybe his son will be better because his son will be the mixture of maybe more that his mum had and the dad had and the Queen had and stuff. But as for King Charles, I don't rate him.
And you mentioned
not my king.
Yeah. You mentioned about the children actually there. This is going to be my next question. So I feel like, I don't want to feel like this is a question just to get some clickbait, but I think it's been hot topic for the last year or so. I think anyone who's been in politics or been a very, very successful business person, which you tick both of those boxes, it kind of feels right to get your opinion about it in some weird way. Meghan, Harry, do you think she's been a bit of a plague and a poison to the royal family, or has she brought a new energy to the whole scenario?
Well, it's a bit like if you tried to say in the bigger theme of things, if we go back to Brexit as a kind of way into this, as a way, in the course of history, anything that happens in 3 or 4 years or 5 years or 10 years is kind of irrelevant. It's a blip, okay? If what happens in that, though, makes people think more, talk more, consider and become more critical thinking, I think it's probably a good thing. So if you take Brexit as an example, more people got engaged with politics than at any other time in history. And everyone should be engaged in politics. It controls every part of our life. Cost of things controlled by politics. It's taxation a lot of the time. They could remove that tax if it was important. Politics controls everything, so they should be interested. They lend their vote. They should know what they're voting for, so they should get involved. When it comes to politics, what I learned was there are agendas afoot beyond what is front and centre visible. So there were newspaper journalists just telling outright lies about me. And people can say to me, you voted Brexit, you're a cunt. Okay, I respect their opinion. They have every right to it. But if they tell a lie about me, that isn't right, And The Guardian particularly had some journalists that were more activist, I'd say, than journalists. And the more I've looked into them since, I realised they were activists, made up some stories. Now, they even start the stories with allegedly, or it's alleged, but of course no one reads that. They read the bloody headline. They look at the stuff that's in there, and everything that, when you say allegedly, everything that follows, it could be bullshit because they haven't actually said it. Anyway, some of the lies during the campaign I was angry about. I wanted to fight them. And the guy who was my advisor at the time said, and he'd worked for all parties, different people here in America. And he said, Mike, that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to take your eye off your ball, your head out the game, so that you then stop focusing and you're going to lose anyway. It's just like they want to make you angry. You've got deep pockets, they'll fight it. Having seen that, what the press do and the way that they're happy to lie to drive some of their own agendas, I don't believe that Harry and Meghan have been given a fair game. You know, part of my belief about Princess Di and King Charles is that she was becoming more popular than the royal family. She could get more headlines, she could get more cover pages in media. And, you know, is it a conspiracy? I don't know, hide in plain sight. But I don't think, if they didn't cause it or the establishment didn't cause it, I think they weren't unhappy that it happened. It was awful. So those kids started losing a mum at that age in such tragic circumstances, then having to be paraded in front of the whole world. I mean, God knows what impact that would have on anybody. You then know, because it's come out in recent years more and more, that the press have deals with politicians and royals and the like, where you do this for us and we'll do that for you, and so on. So agreements are made to control things. You know, just this week we got Philip Schofield, didn't we? You know, ITV knew about it, People Show He knew about it, they knew about it. It's like, but they cover it and people get sacked because they try and expose it, and lawyers all get injunctions. So there's all this kind of stuff going on. I think too often we only know what we know. I don't think Harry is a bad guy. He seems to do some really good things. Before Meghan met Harry, she did loads of charity stuff, loads of stuff to empower women, loads of stuff. I mean, before they even met, if you look at her pre-Harry, she was a campaigner, she was doing charity stuff, she was successful in her own right. And, you know, part of me thought, oh, that'd be a great marriage. Oh, you know, the Anglo-American relationship's got to be a positive thing. Commoner and royal got to be a positive thing. There was loads of reason why that could have been celebrated and really built on for the greater good. But problem is, Harry was starting to get more popular than the future king. And I do think sometimes there's deals done where we say, you're gonna have to kind of knock him down a peg or two, or we're going to promote good here but not do any positive there. And I don't know Meghan, I don't know Harry, I don't know any of them, but it seems to me that some people are fool guys in life and they're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I don't think that couple have been given a fair rap, personally.